Welcome to Rick's Corner. You know, when you are a bodybuilder for many, many years, not just a bodybuilder, but it's a lifestyle. You're not doing it just to get attention. You do it because it's your way of life. You take a great interest in where it came from, where it's headed, and all the peripherals around it that made it what it is today. When I was young, I'll say around 10 years old, my parents used to take me to Santa Monica. I lived in the desert about 98 miles north of here. My dream was to live in Santa Monica. I wanted to be on that beach more than anything in the world. Living in a redneck desert, I hate to say that, was not my idea of lifestyle. And I did everything I could to get down there. Every summer we go for a month to Santa Monica. And Santa Monica back in those days was actually Muscle Beach. They had a big wooden platform with all the bodybuilders, Steve Reeves and all those guys working out very primitive weights, barbells and dumbbells, no machines. And they made great bodies. Honest John was a wrestler. He had a big handlebar mustache. He had a hamburger stand right on the other side of the sand. He'd make your burgers with this big old hairy chest hanging out. And it was really kind of funny because they were great hamburgers as well. And you rent a raft and you go out surfing on the raft. It was just a different type of life. And the beaches, I swear, were packed with umbrellas and people from all over LA who'd come down and sit in the sun. I'm talking thousands. You couldn't even hardly place to sit, not like today. Well, over the years, Muscle Beach, way back then, they had a bad rap because a couple of the bodybuilders got arrested on the beach by the pier trying to molest some young girls, and it gave Santa Monica a bad name. And they said, these guys got to go, the weightlifting is going to go, and you can go anywhere you want, just get out of Santa Monica. So they moved down to Venice, and they moved up into a hotel called the Surf Rider, and they put the gym into like a parking stall or whatever, and had it up there for quite a few years. And then it ended up down Venice Beach, on the beach where you see it today. It's Venice, it's called Muscle Beach. So I was fortunate enough to find a clip that Huell Hauser had done. He tours around the States and he does documentaries. And Jack Neuwirth from Santa Monica newspaper sent me this link, and so I kind of cut it up a little bit and put in some of the bodybuilding and the gymnastics. The gymnastics were huge, and you'll see in this 16 millimeter film, it wasn't just bodybuilding. They had gymnastic shows. These guys were high flyers. They could do all kinds of stuff, and they took great pride. Most of them did stunt doubles for the movies. A lot of people were working in the movies, and the bodybuilders themselves were working in the movies. And I found that Reg Park was on there, and a guy named Ed Fury, that was his real name, but he went by the name Ed Fury in the movies, and some other guys. Dominic Giulio, I think his name's Dominic Giuliano, was in there. And people you'll recognize, but from the late 40s and 50s, they were in all the Joe Weider's magazines. So I want to show you this clip. I think it's really cool. It's priceless to find this thing, and just enjoy what it is for what it is. It's a little bit of history of bodybuilding where it first started in Santa Monica back in the 50s. Now take a look. This is how I remember Santa Monica when I was around 10 years old. Muscle Beach was all gymnasts and bodybuilders, and they put these shows on all the time. Every Sunday the beach was jam-packed with families and kids and people having fun. Honest John's hamburger stand. Honest John was a wrestler right there behind that Coca-Cola sign. And they would do this hand balancing, which was part of their workout. And it definitely made great bodies with the musculature of doing this hand balancing and being able to use your body weight and everybody else's body weight. So we'd put these shows on that you see here. Then they got into the bodybuilding contest. These guys were probably back in the 50s before me. Some of them I remember. I've seen them later in life. Most of them are passed away by now. And then here's a lineup coming up of, let's see what we got here. There we are. That's a lineup of all the gymnasts doing their hand balancing. They lived for this. This was their passion. Every day, every weekend, packed houses down there for free just to have fun. There's the bodybuilding show. As you can see, they were all natural, but they really enjoyed. Look at the beach. Look how crowded that beach is. My God. They really enjoyed what they did, and that was what it was all about. Building behind you was called Muscle House. That was a place where all the bodybuilders lived. A woman owned it, and she would charge them very low rent and make their food, and they would live there year-round at a very reasonable rate so they could train and enter contests. There they are again, doing these things in the sand. Just brute strength and balance. Unbelievable what they could do. Those times have changed, of course. Later on in the years, they removed the platform. They removed all the weights that they had. They had some weights down there as well. And they took these people off the beach. Now, there's still gymnasts today. They remodeled the beach. The city made it a new place. A lot of this stuff going on. That's Santa Monica. There's the Chase Hotel, which is now it's a big resort now. That was back when I was, like I said, I was 10. And there they go, all down to the water. Remember running and jumping in and body surfing. The beach was so cool. Look at these guys go. They had a lot of fun. That was just such camaraderie in those days with the families. And there's some more bodybuilders. That guy, I know his name and I can't think of it, but you'll recognize somebody here in a minute. There's Ed Fury, who's still around today. He had a good body, a lot of movie work. That I'm not sure, but this next one coming up, you'll see in a minute, you'll recognize for sure. There's a lot of this stuff, like I said. There's the late Reg Park, doing dumbbells down there. Remember Reg Park, Mr. Universe? Hercules in the movies? George Eiferman, who had Eiferman's gym in Las Vegas. Both of them are deceased now. That guy there I know too, I can't think of these. Reed was this guy's name. I used to read the magazines, see all these guys in the magazines when I was a kid. And then you go down to Muscle Beach and there they are, all hanging out, just like today's stars. But anyway, I wanted to show you a clip of that. I happened to find it. Give credit to Huell Hauser for doing research on this. He did a great job. He goes around all over California and does documentaries and stuff. But I found this footage, and I just wanted to share it because it's rare. You don't see stuff like this anymore. Just a lot of fun. A lot of these people did stunts. Bob Uecker trained down there. He's a head stunt guy over at a lot of the studios. He does the high wire trapeze stuff. I think Circus of the Stars, as a matter of fact. Muscle Beach. There's Reg Park again. Man was a true champion. And George Eiferman. Wanted to share this. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's a part of history of bodybuilding, where it began, and we just wanted you to see what went on. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, because I've seen this thing about 10 times and I've really enjoyed it. It brings back so many memories. I have bodybuilding magazines, a collection in my garage from all the way back to 1941, but I look at every once in a while because they just inspire me to see what it was back in those days. And so this clip will do the same. So I'm glad you liked it. I hope that you will just learn from it and move forward, and stay tuned for more Rick's Corner. By the way, I ran into Dave Haft at lunch today. He's coming on the show next Wednesday. And I'll see you guys next time.
It's rickdrasin.com. He is the equalizer, baby. See you next time.